Good afternoon. I am just really, really honored. I don't mean that. I hope I run the risk of sounding like I'm being corny because that's the world we live in. That's we don't have what I'll say are standards like royal standards like who the gentleman I have the privilege of speaking with. Democracy doesn't afford royalty, and we see the result of it. Okay. I have the pleasure of being today. The date is 8/16/2021. It's 11:19 Eastern Standard. What time is it there, Honorable Rabbi Yosef Edery? What time is it in? Where are you, by the way?
Israel, it's now 6:19 p.m. in the Golan Heights.
Wow, dude, I have goosebumps. I'm just absolutely floored. I will suggest this to you. We have the people that I am peer and have as peers, my equals, unless and I act as an authority, but I see them as my equals, but I'm there as an authority figure, so they have to obey me. So that makes me, above them. They're my subordinates, and we have been teaching based on your principle, the Hebrews principles, which is vibration. Don't don't ask me to go into what I mean by that. It's creation, basically, which we can do with our minds, and God has done. And so that's what the people that I deal with understand. They understand Christianity, man, not so much, and they understand even less about the created blueprint that everybody ignores. Unbelievable. And the chosen people that everybody ignores. Unbelievable, but not unbelievable because I'm a father that my kids didn't even pay me and never mind. So I get it. I get humanity's darkness. Get out of here. I want to be able to do what I want to do. So the vibration I speak of is important because I, being a master marketer in my own mind and others, reached out once things began to build incrementally, beautifully incrementally. I will congratulate Hashem, the Father, how he can really lay out stuff that you can handle if you are a vessel. And so it reached the point where like all these things were coming. Muslims were uncovering information about Isa. Isa, no Christian knows Isa is a Muslim prophet that they actually respect, and that they don't accept him as the Son of God because she was born of a woman. That's wicked. But I know that because these gentlemen were these Muslims. They were my friends. I brought them my car to fix for 20 years. So hey, this guy's cool. He's a cool guy. And one day Ali was his name. He said, I said because it was happening in increments, and everything just step by step by step, as I'm sure the honorable rabbi understands. Because rabbis, I have learned, having penned in a sacred, I'm going to say sacred. I'm going to say sacred because that was my feeling in listening and exchanging. That this was a sacred man and this was a sacred exchange. And adding to that is where he is, and he is the vibration. He is the counterparty to what I have been seeking. I've been beep, beep, putting out a signal on the internet. Every Jewish organization, Learning Jewish Institute, everybody just here I am, here not here I am. Who am I? Who am I? Am I? I just learned this. I just learned about this person, and I'm in a position, and I'm like, whoa. I look around, and yeah, and so I sent out like I guess I'm supposed to let people know, and we've got up in the sim that we built on Linden Labs that has a currency. We haven't even gotten to that convertible to any. Oh my God! What I have for you, what we have for we're presenting in a ceremony in this recording to the honorable, and he has been selected. I'm going to submit to anybody that hears this. There's only one reason that this mind, this honorable rabbi, is speaking to this mind, is because we have a frequency. We both have a frequency. I'm going to just throw it out with the little I know about this man in one word: purity. One word: purity. One word: purity. That's it. My analysis. I'm a master analyzer. If you don't think so, I don't care. I have analyzed it because I have had the time. He has afforded me equally 10 times what any synagogue I've called, any YouTube honorable. I'm going to honor. They need to be honored, honorable. Anybody on YouTube, and they're all saying something different. I have studied Moshiach on YouTube, and I've watched. Oh my gosh, I'm saying all day, all night for the last 3 months. All day, all night, 3 months. Type in Moshiach or the return of the line of Judah or the return of King David. And I've watched because I have a great interest. All signs, all points and wonders are saying, man, the evidence is like what? And even the women, my wife, my girlfriend, who is now going to buy, oh my God, I hope she's going to be my wife. Everybody I've known for, others have gone, and thank you. Your patience is, I'll wrap it up here and let you have the floor. Thank you. If you're still there, you're so great. Purity has brought us together, and vibration.
Yeah, I'm here. You go ahead.
Thank you, thank you. So that's the frequency that he and I are at. He's the first. He is the first one to come and to say, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And come and say, "Hey, what you got?" And he's still here, and he has afforded me. I can't even tell you my frustration. I feel praise you, praise the Lord. And in that, I've set up this whole recording to be as a ceremony, a presentation from a Christian man, a believer in Yahweh, God, Allah, whatever you want to call the infinite, omniscient one that created everything. This is a gift from him, from a Christian, a pure Christian, as pure as I think I can be, you know, to a pure at Golan Heights. Okay, how about that? Golan Heights to what I esteem, deem, acknowledge, analyzed in, I'm going to say 3 hours, four maybe. That's just that. If that doesn't show everything, I don't know what will. You can't. I couldn't even get 60 seconds from my own daughter. I couldn't, and it got into a fight. I couldn't believe it, and I pushed her. I was like, and she came up like, what's your problem? And I pushed her back, and she's 20. Forget it. Dark, dark, dark. This is light entering. It's been wonderful. Thank you, sir. This is what I'd like to present to you in what's called the cloud safety. The cloud. Everyone has gone there now because it's safe. We're dying. The planet is dying. Everybody's panicking. Money has just gone for priests and rabbis. I just feel so bad because I just drove by a church. It's boarded up. I want to cry. Oh my! What? What? Oh no! That's where we need to be. So we're going to catch him up in the clouds. See the genius of that? Yes, Yahweh. We're in the cloud now, and here I am playing a dominant, and with BDS and the hypno and the mind. This is I've studied for 30 years with a gal that's also studied for 30 years. Coincidentally enough, same books we purchased 30. We didn't even know. Oh, and she's a Christian, and we've built a kingdom in the cloud on a sim. It's got goofy, goofy, goofy symbols and names. Here it is. It's called Head Island. We can remove crosses. We can do. It's yours. It is yours. I'm the woman that I'm thinking is listening, saying it's his. Yes, she knows. She knows when she hears that. She doesn't like it. Nobody. I'm not sure. No, she does. She does. It's yours. What does that mean? It's yours. What you have access to is the following, sir. You have, if you want training, DJ. When I say DJ, that's kind of a, I would like to, up that to something because you have the ability to have someone speak to others around the world with the web link. You have that. If you wanted to get on tonight and send a web link out with a mass email and say tonight's Talmud study is going to be on whatever, you could mic up. Sam Broadcasting is the software, and you could teach millions of kids. 5, 10 minutes. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Boom. That's the first thing. The second thing, it is absolutely the most exclusive safety. Nobody can touch you, identify you. You cannot be harmed at all. And the only hacker that's on there. I know him. Robert down in Colombia. Good guy, Christian guy. Isn't that interesting? Christian guy, but he can do things. I hesitate to say that because he's harmless. Unique and exclusive. Anyone, you are now the commander. You are in charge. God has deemed it. Let anyone refute it. God has deemed it with what I stated. You are, I am, we are. God has put us together. You are the first Jewish man to say, what you got? That makes you that man that needs to lead because of the analysis of your perfection. You're a family man, 3 kids. I mean, businessman. I mean, you're doing 10 things at once. Hello, me too. We are together for a reason. You are to take over if you so choose. We are here to present you a gift from Christians. So a Christian and Christian women. I'm endorsing women. I'm endorsing women. The club that we play music that I DJ at, that you now you have a club. You have a club that anything you can change to, you can make it a synagogue. They, in fact, they have a synagogue. The girls wouldn't go. The girls wouldn't go, and that really showed me something because they would go in, they'll go anywhere on that Second Life site. And I kept telling them, would you go to the synagogue? Would you go to the synagogue? Would you go to the synagogue? Like that. And they ignored me. And you have to understand, when they ignore me, that means they're gone from that. And you can do that. You're gone. Just like that. You don't have to call the police like the synagogue did on me. I'll repeat that. You do not have to call the police like a synagogue did on me. The police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to the synagogue. What are you angry about? What's wrong? What's wrong? No. Hello, police. A man called and he was angry. The officer and I, we laughed. We laughed like, oh, we're sorry that you're not. That's sad to me. To have to live that way. I want to die. I want to die that a human being has to live in fear. What the hell? Anyway, so these gals, they wouldn't go. You can make this site anything you want to make it with my authorization. I think still needs to be in play. Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you, thank you. And what maybe my fiance also, which prophetically it's supposed to be this way. He's supposed to leave a long cruel, and he's supposed to be just crushed, and it's supposed to be Mission Impossible. But I'll tell you what, not for me, because I am Mission Impossible. I am the asset. I go in and I fix problems. I know how to fix. I can fix this in 1 week with that document. You want to know how?
Mm-hmm.
Here we. I'm going to record it. I said before. I'll tell you exactly how. It's going to be rudimentary for a reason, simplistic for a reason, because simplicity is the essence of sophistication, like the Talmud and the Torah need to be reestablished as the essence of all of our lives. And shut up. Let's go from here. Reset. Everything is
Okay.
off the table. Now, here's what it is. You have access
You
to.
tell me when. You tell me when. You tell me when you want me to talk. You let me know.
I will do that, and I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
13
Okay.
minutes, 13, 24, 30 minutes, 25. Give me a little bit more. Let me look more. Let me restructure here. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. You have a document that you could do this, and all we needed was you. Seriously, all we've needed is you, sir. So I feel like heaven's just like wow, erupted, and this like weird thing going on up. We don't even hear it, but this is where you are literally in a position, in my mind, with information that I know and have about everything that I know and have, to literally, and welcome to the club, sir. I've been there for 8 months now. Can you accept the fact mentally right now? The possibility actually exists. This is coming from a mind that raised 5 kids, adopted one, had to call you know this story. I have 10 grandkids. I left $1 million, a house worth 800 and 200,000 in the bank. A Porsche blew up. My credit card disappeared. I kept building with the stress of 25, 10 women and a curriculum. We built a curriculum of the perfect life. This is just, we could go on that. Just accept Jesus and you're perfect in the mental aspects of manifesting that now. Man, and she keeps pulling me back. Oh man, come on back. Let that Moshiach thing go. She hasn't. They haven't said it, but and then they followed because there's too much information. They can't ignore it. But my wife says the largesse. My girlfriend says it's too big. I can't. I can't. I said, come on, baby. And I told her the story when I was in the 15 minutes, 60 seconds more. I told her the story when after I read about metaphysics, the mind manifests. God gave me a little bit. He got into the oil business, and I went, wow, quick, fast, way up. And I told her once when I got into the oil business, it was like I entered a new world up here because it's so vast, the oil business. It's global, and that's the feeling, and that's the information you get. And I realized what limits me is my own thoughts. And you are now in that position. I've been in, and welcome to the club, because here's the position you're in. Honorable Rabbi Yosef, you can change the world. Whether you think you
Thank
can,
you.
now listen, here's the caveat. Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, that's your answer. That's the world's answer, because you have the world at your access. And that access that you have is unique, it is exclusive, it is controlled, it is managed at your observation. Nobody comes in, nobody goes out without you knowing. You have an immediate ability to eject anyone and ban them. We set up a system. You lie, you got it for 24 hours. You come back to a committee, talk. What happened? Why'd you lie? The whole world could change just with that. Stop lying. That's in the oath between the two pillars. Basically, stop lying, and you have eternity. Just commit. And then Jesus is at the floor if you do that. And if you screw up and you lie, just come to anyway. But they come between those pillars, and there's live representatives of Boaz, the dark queen, and she's dark. I'm living with her. It's weird. And Lolly, the light queen, my God, Lolly is the light queen. She doesn't lie for nothing over in the UK. And she's done the readings. People have done readings in the gold room, the tabernacle with the ark sitting there. Then you're going to be the first to see it, I hope, and go, no, that needs to move over. We need measurements. You are able now to create your Old Testament Talmud Torah world right now and invite everyone with this, but it can't go away from that document. It cannot. It cannot go away from that document. There's no reason for it to. It answers Muslim. We've got Muslims. They came in. They look. We started with love. That's the whole thing. The people come in. They sign on in their minds only. You'll come on in an avatar. It's only your mind, and you'll see other avatars, and you'll say, "Who do I want to talk to?" Type to. No one. Fine. Someone types to you. Hey, guy. You don't respond, or you block him. It's a completely controlled and managed environment that you have access to, representing to you to create any way you want. You can bring in, expand or contract your limits. You can escalate up, scale up. You control everything. It's just in a pixel world like Disney instead of the real world that's so painful, man, and so wasteful, and so much time wasted because you can't control anything or anyone, and nobody agrees on anything or anyone. But you're going to have the world now where, hey, the reset's right here, and let us explain. Start with your faith, of course. That's what we've been waiting for. It doesn't start with the Muslims. It doesn't start with the Christians. It starts with a Jewish man named you. listening, listening, and we welcome you. We'll have Lilac email you, get you started, get you in, and see what you have at your disposal, what you can do, what you can't do. Acclimate to it. Let your kids. It's an adult. You can make it child-proof, sir. Is that clear? You saw the black woman in the bikini, and I said that I gauged you where you were, and you answered sufficiently. Get that crap out of here, gladly. You make the rules. I started with, I want to go back to wholesomeness in the club that I run, that I DJ, where I play just, music over the last 50 years. I'm really good at it. If you want me to work for you, I will. I'm really good. If you want me, I need a job. Put me to work. There it is. I need money. I need a job, and I want to do it remotely and telecommunicate. Make me your make me. Please consider. See the difference? Make me a command. No, please, sir, honorable sir. Make me. I go right back to it. Allow me to be your spokesman and your manager and your confidant, your counsel, your friend. All of that, I gladly want to be in love in Yahweh and forget all judgment and all evil darkness and go and stay and remain in a Jonathan and David relationship, if you know what I mean, and I know you do. That I love that, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
So I concede. I don't concede. I thank you so much for the 20 minutes and 30 seconds, and I allow you the floor. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much for that, David. Right? Correct.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Uh,
King David.
um, King David.
Thank you.
So at the end of the day, first of all, I just want to say that I feel I have similar feelings towards David, and I've been putting out information on the internet for a very long time, very very early on, right when Facebook came out, and I already had an account, and I was already out there. And it's not common in the Orthodox Jewish community to right away be involved in the world that early, but because our rabbi in Chabad, in the Hasidic community, Rabbi Schneerson, told us to use all vessels and all devices of advertising and proclaiming the message of redemption throughout the world. That we should, use radio and TV or whatever is available, and uh, and and use it to spread the good news that humble ones, the time of your redemption has arrived, and that we have to understand that the prophecies are being fulfilled now, that the turbulence in the Muslim nations is part of the prophecies in Yeshaya and Isaiah. So we are right now witnessing uh, a redemptive process. Obviously, part of the process is that all the nations of the world are mispahalim, and they are scared and they fall on their faces and they have birth pains, and then at that moment, God comes and says, "Why are you guys scared? Everything I'm doing only for you. Don't be scared." And it's also a promise. Don't be scared. The time of your redemption has arrived. So that's the moment we're in right now. We need to know that no matter what turbulence the world is throwing at us, the Jewish people have an assurance, and those who ally with the truth and with Hashem and with the Torah, they have a promise of menucha v'shalva, peace and tranquility, even in the times throughout when throughout the world there's chaos and turmoil. So, coming back to current events and also putting into play David's virtual reality concept, I think that it could be a very positive thing, as David said in the introduction. There has to be certain elements that are polished up because the Jewish people have to believe in the oneness of God, and Christians also believe in the Father. Um, but we need to be very delicate and very sensitive to basically create a platform where everyone feels at home. And as David lined out, they're working very hard on that, so that it should be a welcoming community. Obviously, just me coming with a different set of eyes. I'm saying what I have from my angle, and David is being very understanding and flexible, which is a very good thing. So moving on to the greater scheme of things, I want to first of all talk a little bit about the origins of morality and the origins of Judaism, and then see like what we're selling and what we're trying to push. And what's happening here is like this: we have the story of Noah, which was a righteous man in his time, and he was going for 120 years, building the ark, telling the people, you have to repent, and nobody was listening to him. And at the end, he was able to save himself and his family and get onto the ark with the animals, and that was that. And when Noah came out of the ark, God gave him the seventh commandment. In other words, Adam and Eve had 6 commandments from God, and Noah received the 7th commandment. And those are known as the 7 laws of Noah. Now, obviously, there's many people that have misconceptions about the 7 laws of Noah, so I'm here to make clear what the 7 laws of Noah are and why it can also be considered a universal, generic platform for the world to adapt and move into as well. Because again, we're trying to find common ground while the governments are trying to pull us apart by race and by religion and by gender and by whatnot. We're trying to find common ground, especially in the religious communities throughout the world, and to fight the true evil in the world, which is murder, child trafficking, and all the other great things that the New World Order and the agendas that be are trying to implement. So the 7 laws of Noah start with respect God and don't curse God's name. After that is don't kill, don't steal, respect the family life. In other words, don't do things that are inappropriate, like homosexuality, and so on. So believe in one God, don't curse God, don't kill, don't steal, respect the family life, establish courts of justice, and do not eat from an animal while it's still alive. Or in other words, respect animals and do not act in the ways of animal cruelty. I'm missing one. Believe in God, don't kill, don't steal, respect the family life, do not eat from an animal while it's still alive.
Lying.
Okay,
Lying.
I'm going to have to look back. I'm going to have to look back and check. But the point is, they're very basic, and they all have sources in the Bible, and we have all that information on our website as well. If anyone wants to check, mnglobal.org. So the point is that we have to
Excuse me, I
basically
don't mean to
go.
interrupt. I don't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt, but
yeah.
it's very important because everybody knows when they put one wrong letter in an email. It's the same for a web address. It's M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, your website.
And then global,
M,
and then .org.
yeah, Mary,
M as in Mashiach or Messiah, news, MN. Yeah,
see
that's
what
what
I
it is.
mean?
It's Mashiach or
See what I
Messiah,
mean? And I
news,
interrupt.
global. Yeah,
I interrupted. He gave me 20 uninterrupted minutes. He's only been 7 minutes, and I've already interrupted him. I hate myself.
no, that's fine. That's fine. You're trying to
Pardon
help.
me.
That's good.
Pardon me, sir. Go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine. So mnglobal.org, we have the page there with the 7 laws of Noah. You can check it out. We have the sources for those who want to get into it. And that's basically don't kill, don't steal, and a couple other basics. I after witnessing what's happening in the world, I'd be pleased and happy if we'd all just fulfill the 2 first ones. Don't kill and don't steal. I would be a very happy man if our life's worth brought us just to that. And obviously respecting the family values and everything. But the point is that we need to have a cornerstone that we can turn back to. And this is also why communism always tries to take out the religious people, because as long as you have something, a higher power that you go back to that has nothing to do with the government, and you can always put skepticism and question the government because you have a different set of rules that you're judging them by, it's a problem. And that's why the fight for freedom is such a fierce one in these days. But again, let's go back to the point. The point is that I was telling David that for me it's important to emphasize that we need to be in the real world, and Judaism has been exclusive in its ways of not completely cutting off and going mystical, and not completely indulging in the physical world, but finding a special balance, a unique balance where we can create a dwelling place for Hashem, and be spiritual, but at the same time, not lose our grip in reality. And this goes into what we were speaking about in our earlier conversations, of that every person has to have a personal redemption out of his personal exile, and then he can also join the general redemption and the general out of the general exile. Obviously, Pharaoh deciding to throw the baby boys into the Nile River is the first example we see in the Bible of a king. Not the first, but one of the primary examples of it. We had Nimrod before him, but did other things. But King Pharaoh deciding who should live and who should die, a human being deciding on other humans who should live and who should die, is the epitome of exile. Of course, the fact that Pharaoh had us working, as they say, 9 to 5, building pyramids that were just sinking to the ground. Some of them stayed up, but in general, it was pretty crazy. The point is that we should never be tempted by easy money and slow money and giving up our freedoms. We have to fight for our integrity with whatever's left in us. We have to overcome our personal exiles if we want to take part in the general redemption. And I'm sure we all do. So slavery is or work, labor imposed on by other people, by other masters. This is not recommended unless you're doing it 100% with free will. And you don't feel that, and you don't feel it. You don't experience exile. So we need to make sure that we're always in that. We're always seeking redemption. We're always seeking freedom. This is the way of the Bible. Now, going to the origins of Judaism, Abraham was technically the first Ivri, the first Hebrew, and Ivri means me'ever anar, from the other side of the river. And Abraham's father, or Avraham's father, was Terach. Terach had an idol shop, and Abraham cleverly smashed all of his idols and only left a big plate of food in the idol with the biggest idol's hands. And when his father came in and said, "Why'd you smash all my idols?" he said, "No, there was a big fight, and the biggest idol wanted all the food, so he killed everybody else, and he took the plate." Oh. So Terach said, "You playing with me? This is my business. This is my entire enterprise, and now you destroyed all the idols. Everybody knows that they can't talk, they can't walk, they can't see, they can't do anything. So why are you telling me that they were fighting?" So Abraham said, "Well, so then why are you selling them to people to pray to? If they can't talk and they can't walk, and you just carved them out of crap in the backyard, so then why are you doing?" And then he was banished from his father's home, and he continued. He got the tzivui, the command: "Go from your father's place to the land where I will show you. Go from your land, from your father's house, mi beis avicha, from your father's house, el haaretz asher areka, to the land that I will show you." And then right away, God doesn't waste time, and he says, "Ve'eschal l'goy gadol, I will make you into a great nation." So God right away puts Abraham on a path. He doesn't know at the beginning where he's going, but he just knows that he needs to get away from his father and from the silly ways. And Abraham sets up shop, and he opens up basically a hotel. He has a tent with 4 doors, and he's doing hospitality. And anyone that came to eat, he would give them free food, unless if they would praise God, then he would give them the food for free. If not, he would charge them very, very high price. And when they would ask him why, he'd say, "Well, you're in the middle of a desert. There's nothing for miles." It was like a gas station kind of thing. There's nothing for miles in any direction. So if you don't want to praise God, then you can pay the high price. So we know that even though Abraham had Isaac, and Isaac had Jacob, and Jacob had the 12 tribes, the 12 sons, which eventually had the tribes, and they went down to Egypt. But many, many people passed through Abraham's doors and studied and learned and spread the message of the oneness of God throughout the world. So this was the beginning of the Ivri, the Hebrew, from the other side of the river, from Ur Kasdim. And the name Yehudi comes from Judah, from the tribe of Judah, which is the lion tribe of the Jewish people. From him comes King David. and it's a sign of self-sacrifice. And just like the lion, he might not be the brightest, he might not be this and that, but he is the strongest, and he's the most determined and the most aggressive, and that's who needs to be the king. We also have Joseph in Egypt, which is Judah's brother, which he is counseling Judah on the side, basically giving him the wisdom and the direction to do the right thing. In other words, Judah on his own is just a wild animal, but Joseph, which was able to become the second in command of Egypt and managed to save the world from hunger for 7 years.
Yes.
By storing food and bringing all the gold and silver from the world. And he was called the Mashbir. Mm-hmm. The Mashbir means the breaker. Yep. Or the broker, I guess. The breaker, because every time they would bring a golden idol, he would tell them to smash it on the floor in order to null and void the idolatry elements of it. So he would tell them, crack the head off or smash the nose off of the gold, and then I'll give you food. So like that, Joseph, in a very short time, spiritually also was collecting all the capital in the world. And we know that he hid 3 treasures. One of them was found by a man named Korach, which is a Jew, a very rich Jew that left Egypt with Moses and the children of Israel. Another one was found by a non-Jewish king. And the third treasure that Joseph hid away will be found and will be used to build the third temple in Jerusalem speedily in our days, hopefully. So coming back to the ground level, we are living in turbulent times. However, we need not lose focus. We need to stand our ground in all that's connected to true connection to Hashem. And that means that every single one of us has to take responsibility and full responsibility, and not kind of like say, oh, my rabbi will tell me what to do, or my politician will tell me what to do, or my manager, or my boss, or my doctor. No, every single person needs to become in tune with his own free choice, as the Bible tells us. God gives us the choice of life and death and good and evil, the blessing and the curse, and we need to choose life, but we need to be aware of all the options. So that means that Judaism isn't communism. We're not shutting anyone down. We want to know everything about the blessing, and we want to know everything about the curse. We want to choose the blessing, and that's what we need to do. And in our day-to-day life, we need to be rich and wealthy, and we have to have a nice dwelling place, and we need to have a stable lifestyle. We need to be, on one hand, taking care of our physical needs, and whatever that includes, of course, to hang out with good people, quality people, people that will uplift, and not people that will pull us down. And sometimes you need to change up the people that you're around. It's a very important thing. So that's number one. And number two, then we can go into the spiritual places and we meditate and pray and learn and study as much as we can the Bible, and not just the written word, but also the Medrash, which is the sages and the rabbis, which also wrote down eventually the oral tradition all the way from Mount Sinai. Like I said earlier, it's not enough just to know what the Bible, the raw text of the written Bible. There's also the oral tradition, which
huge,
which is carried together, and which actually makes the Bible make sense. So this is what we need to do. And thank you, David, for listening to me for that little rant.
Please. Forget it. I mean, you are about as unique as you obviously have to be ruler of the world right now. You can accept. It's not easy to accept. Why would it be? You're human like everybody else. So why would you be chosen? I'll tell everybody.
I'm not even trying to be ruler. I'm
just, no. This does not have anything to do with you. Mm-hmm. You are in a matrix that God designed. So am I. I'm not happy right now. Are you? You having fun, Dad?
I
No,
don't know.
you're on a mission.
Yeah.
You are on a mission. I'm on a mission. Here we are. Boom. And that mission is a huge mission, but I'm sharing that. You're okay. Here's where we are. You are where you are because of your purity. I'm not going to back off of that. You don't have to be, whether you're ashamed or not, modest, you're modest, of course, because that's part of purity is being modest. But that's okay. You need to be modest. That's why God said, "Okay, here, Dave. He's going to respond to your beacon. I sent out a beacon. You're the only one. Me and another woman. Me and another woman have been just. Would you look at this one just on the rabbis' YouTubes and just getting deleted, 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 deleted? One, I'm not going to say anything derogatory at all, at all. So you're the first to come back and say, you're the first to come back with an open mind. And this is why you are the one. You don't have any shady stuff that's so shady you cannot be transparent. You see, that's who I am. I am who you are. You can analyze my life and you're going to see, okay, the guy, all right, I'm not going to get into detail, sir. You understand why. But just like, who cares? Not breaking the law, not breaking the law, not breaking the commandments. The commandment I break that I hate, it's saying the Lord's name in vain. Man, I hate when I get so angry. I go, God, GD, oh my God, or JC for us. You can say it, right? We can't say JC, doggone it. We need to double up with you. You can't say Moses anymore, okay? But I hate when I do that. I look at all the other, for us, it's been 10, 7, yeah. But I'm going to suggest it's one. It's only one. Lie. You liar. You're a liar because that is the commandment. You know what the score is by the time you're 6 years old, right? Do good or bad. You're going to get punished if you do bad. You know it. We know what good is. We know what bad is. Nobody cares anymore because there's not a standard set by an honorable, respected, sacred. I said sacred based on my metaphysical studies in the chat that I had for the first time. I said to my girlfriend, who else has had a chat? What other Gentiles had a chat with a honorable rabbi on the Golan Heights? She looked at me sternly and said, nobody. But you are in a position now. Let's get to what I believe. And it is honesty. They do. And the orb is right there. That orb is, well, you'll see. You'll see. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to undersell and over deliver for you, sir. Sacred honor. Um, so here's what I suggest, and this is suggestion from a lot of studying and a lot of broken agreements and contracts. My entire 20, I have a Greek tragedy I wrote, 20 pages, financing over the last 10 years, trying to change the economy with a trade exchange, which I'm going to suggest for the rabbis. Listen, please. I'm segueing, but I'll come back. I hope I remember where I was. Rabbis can have a global. I'm going to call it a trade exchange instead of barter because barter just sounds like but it is huge. It can be an economy in and of itself for the any race if you understand what it is, and it just sits there like a diamond.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And you should know, by the way, that there are rabbis in every single corner in the
Yeah.
world.
Well,
My uncle is a
hey,
chief rabbi in Japan. I have another rabbi, which is a rabbi in Brazil.
yep.
And
Oh, see,
my grandfather was in Venezuela before the collapse. Now he lives in
oh my
Jerusalem.
God, see this, boy. You're not indispensable. Yeah, sure, boy. Brazil's on fire. There are a couple gals that come from we get people from Portuguese, Russia, and you can do a conversion of language real time. Um, Your Honor,
Wow.
Wait, no, don't do this, don't do this. You are gonna go I am going to ask the lovely angel perfected in Yeshua HaMashiach. She's inculcated her perfection by that dead body. Don't ever tell her she's a sinner. Don't tell her those 7 commandments. You break those. What happens if you break those 7 Noah commandments, honorable rabbi? What happens to something? You break those. You say GD today. What happens to you? Hello? Reconnecting. I lost him on see. Yeah, darkness.
David?
Yes, sir. How long did I lose you? Do you know? I'm gonna guess 20 seconds.
No, yeah, something like that.
What's wrong?
A little less.
What's wrong?
No, someone's trying to call me, I think, but
Do you
never
need,
mind.
you
Keep
want,
going. Okay,
okay.
so let's wrap it up. Let's wrap
Yeah,
it up.
yeah,
Go ahead.
of course. He's running a business. He's got to go. And my God, 44 minutes is crazy. What I'm saying is a contract between the two of us. And that is, as a Christian, respected. I respect you immensely. You don't have to even respect me. We're presenting to you a kingdom that you come on, you can manipulate, do, and that I will be a spokesman for you. I'll say what you. I'll play this recording. I'm going to have this converted to YouTube. Lilac will be in touch with you to give you access. Access. You can control the access. You can control everything. You can provide to all those people you just shared. They can come on and they can communicate with each other in a space in the cloud. You'll see. But here's the agreement to move forward. Just as I believe simplicity's got to be really simple. Marriage is based. Everything's a contract between two people, and it's you'll be right to me, I'll do right to you, and when you don't, I want out. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, only fair exchange. Only if it's fair. We both feel that it's fair.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I want to go back. What happens if you do break a commandment? One of the seven commandments of Noah, sir. What happens to you? Anything?
So the process is usually first the advisors would be there's the shoftim, which is the judges, and the yoatzim, which is the advisory board.
Mm.
And usually we would start with the advisory board.
Wow.
It's kind of like the lawyers.
Okay.
I guess
You're in time. Let me say. So you don't do Roman law. You guys do Jewish law, right? Wow. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. This is fun. This is going to be fun for us. I submit. I do believe that because
Yeah,
of
so
all.
the advisor's job is to basically translate the law to the common folk, or to tell the common folk what the Sanhedrin, what the judges are saying.
Oh my gosh, you're about to start. I have to catch you for time for you. I'm doing this for you because you got to go. You're about to start a very, very sacred. You have the potential to start a very sacred elite for everybody, not just the Jewish faith, but the Christian faith and the Muslim faith. It's already started. It's already started. And when you,
and the advisory group doesn't have to be Jewish people
oh,
necessarily.
there it is. There it is. It's done.
They need to be people that pass the word from the Jewish judges.
Yeah. Wow.
Throughout the world. So they need to understand other cultures, other traditions. So if they have to have one foot in the Jewish camp and one foot in a different camp, and they convey to their people what the judges are saying. So it has to be someone like you, David, which has a little bit of background and an interest in passing the message and conveying a message from the Jewish people.
Oh, yeah.
Then you also will be able to tailor it to the people that you grew up with.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
it's your kingdom.
In the tradition.
It's presented to you. It's your kingdom. You do what you want. Whatever message you could DJ, I could DJ. I don't want to use the word train. I could share how you could download the software on your computer. Your son could teach Sunday school. We haven't grown so much, but you can control the cyber world of the entire world, sir. It is at your disposal right now. And language not a problem. Not a problem. You can symbolize, you can teach, and the world is so hungry for it. It just needs two guys that are family guys. No, they just have a heart for purity. That's all.
Yeah. We just need to make it happen.
Okay, here it is. Let's do this. We're at 48 minutes. I suggest, and I'll give you the last word. I suggest this. Based upon experience, you and I, if we don't, I respect you immensely. You respect me. You've shown it. By your actions immensely. And so I suggest that we have a contract. Right now it's verbal. That contract is until you don't want to be with me, you stay. And you come, and will have Lilac give you all the instructions to come on board. You want to give her a time. I mean, specific instructions, whatever you need to get into the cloud and onto the Linden Labs. It's not a trap. It's secure. Do all the research you want. It's just a download. You go on, you sign on, there's your Avi, and then it's called teleport. It's like Star Trek. It's the 21st century because all this crap in the real world that we've brought ourselves to because of godlessness. So now we're going to go to a godly kingdom you're going to run. And it's simplified. Yeah, with the Torah. And this document is very important because it's got to stand on Jesus Christ or it's not going to go anywhere. I hate to tell you, but I don't hate to tell you. But that,
Or would the Father be okay?
well, what the document, the reason I say the document is because the way it was delivered to me. When I accepted,
You
and
know, I could try to make another document based on what you did.
that's fine. You know what? That's you know what? If it's not right, it will be kicked out by not me, but somebody else. I have had where,
So I'll try to design, because as a child, I remember I made a document that reminded me of yours, which
oh, I
has
love
three
it.
pillars.
Access, you know,
Which
there,
has the three pillars that the world stands on, which
yeah.
is kindness, prayer,
Oh man.
and the study of the Bible.
Well,
So,
yeah, absolutely open,
you
open,
know,
open. But what I'm saying is, we both you, the Jewish man, learned like nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows the knowledge you have. They don't even know you're like a sacred, get away from me, stand off 50 feet kind of stuff. Where's my security guard? I can't believe it's like teachers, the same thing. Where's the respect? Oh, well, let's go, Johnny Depp. Yeah, cool, man. Huh? What? Get the hell out of here. Johnny Depp's not going to make you a millionaire. You're going to make him a millionaire, you stupid idiot. we need you to. We need me to back you up. Is what we need. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, okay, David. I gotta go.
Yep. Bye.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much,
realizing.
ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been in the presence of just a really sacred gentleman, sacred enough that God has chosen him, in my estimation, until further notice. We are going to begin with him and I. And thank you so much, Rabbi. You just are such a blessing. You just, those kids. Oh my God, you crack me up. And when you see, you know what, on this YouTube, it's going to be YouTube. Your face, right? Because it's
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Your face is. I told him this. I won't say it. He's laughing. Look at this guy. He's laughing at what I'm thinking. It's so funny. The communication. All right. See you. Bye.